Back now on Triad today, and throughout the pandemic, as in even normal times, finding a job can sometimes be difficult, and we have good news for those of you who are job seekers. We have a lovely lady with us who's been with us on the show before, and she's got some news about how you can seek those jobs. Sarah Butner's with us. She's Communications Manager for Goodwill Industries of Northwest North Carolina. Welcome back.
Thank you, Jim.
You sent me an email about something called Career Quest. And then there was something that says webinars. Of course, you know me for a long time. I'm not very technically oriented, but I think I know what a webinar is. So what is this Career Quest and webinar? What is that all about?
Sure. Well, Career Quest is a monthly free webinar series that gives job seekers an opportunity to hear directly from professionals in industries like manufacturing or hospitality, healthcare. A lot of job seekers are considering switching careers because of the pandemic if they've been underemployed for a long time.
Right.
But they may not know if it's a brand new career, how to get their foot in the door, or what opportunities are out there. So we have a professional from one of those fields come on the webinar every month, and they talk a little bit about what that industry is really like, what the career paths are, and the people who are on the webinar also have an opportunity to ask questions. And so they really get that one-on-one interaction and that behind-the-scenes look at that particular industry.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, at first, it's an introduction to that particular industry and the way they operate, as you said. And also, you make a connection. You're networking, right?
Absolutely. We've had some of the people who've attended the webinars contact and follow up with the employers afterward. So it really does benefit both the job seeker and the employer, because as the job seeker, you get an opportunity to learn about careers that you may not have been aware of. If you are unfamiliar with an industry, if you've never worked in it, you may have a lot of preconceived ideas about, for instance, what it's like to work in manufacturing.
Sure.
So uncovering this whole new avenue of career paths that you didn't know about is a big benefit to the job seeker. It also benefits the employers because they get an opportunity to really talk up their industry, particularly if you've been struggling to recruit people.
Yeah, great recruiting tool.
It's a big issue right now for a lot of employers.
Yeah, I want to ask you about some of the topics. Give me a couple examples of topics. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but if an employer is talking to the folks in the webinar, what's an example of a couple topics that he or she might mention?
Well, generally we ask employers to talk about the field in general and what it's like to get involved, to get your foot in the door. For instance, do you need special certification or additional education, or can you just start right away? Recently, we had a couple of representatives from a manufacturer talk about the quality management concept, which is a big driver in manufacturing these days. There's a whole set of careers in manufacturing that deal with quality management.
Right.
They're high skill, usually high paying careers with a lot of advancement. And if you have a preconceived idea of what a manufacturing career is, you'd have no idea that that existed. Our next webinar coming up on March 25th is on non-clinical careers in the medical field.
Okay.
Which, if you ever think about it, you think of the medical field, doctors, nurses, clinicians,
Right.
but there's a whole range of careers, administration, professional support roles in any medical facility that you may not think about. And so they're going to come on and talk about that.
What kind of response have you had to these so far?
The response has been great. People really appreciate getting to talk to someone who's on the inside because, you can read job descriptions, you can read about a profession, but getting to talk to someone who's worked in that field about how they got started and what their path has been, and getting to ask them questions is just so much more valuable.
Makes it more personal. I agree, because just a form or an application or a piece of paper just doesn't cut it. Up on screen, if you want more information about Career Quest and the webinars, careers.goodwill.org/career-quest. Of course, the general website is goodwillnwnc.org. But please check that out, and you can learn more about what Sarah was talking about with these webinars. I just applaud what you're doing, and keep it up and keep me updated.
Absolutely.
All right, Sarah Butner. We'll be right back.